So, so as Damien may have told you, we're working on an anniversary story. And so, what we want to do is we're writing sort of like a big picture story about, the road to Reconstruction. And Damien had organized this interview, and we thought it would be a great opportunity to get, one of the more senior officials in the administration to be able to speak about Reconstruction. So having said that, I was wondering, it's 2 years after the earthquake, what are your thoughts on how Reconstruction is coming along?
We had a huge destruction, as you know. The amount estimated varies between 11 billion to 13 billion in terms of the amounts needed to reconstruct. Before the earthquake, we had a deficit of about 350,000 homes in Port-au-Prince. After the earthquake and after the destruction of over 56,000 homes, the deficit grew to over 400,000 homes to be rebuilt. As you know, a lot of the poorer people were greatly affected by the earthquake. The homes were destroyed. Over 300,000 people died. And the middle class also was extremely affected. Everybody was affected because people didn't have insurance. The insurance companies, for the hotels, like the Montana Hotel, for example, went out of business and they're having difficulty. So that put us in a situation where the money needed, is very high. And as you know, the budget, doesn't cover it. So that's why we are engaging in a great campaign to remobilize the foreign donors. And on top of that, we are mobilizing as well the private investors. So we have a two-step campaign simultaneously. One is to keep pushing the donors that said that they would help. They helped for the emergency relief. That was done. What lives were saved, shelter was provided, food and water were provided. But what we're asking them to do now is that now that the emergency period is over, we're asking them to re-engage in assisting us to rebuild for the long term and rebuild well. That's on one side. On the other side, we're working also with private investors to come and assist in that effort. Because as you know, Haiti cannot cherry pick right now as to who's helping. So we are working both with the private and the public and aid organizations and multinational and bilateral. So we are really pushing all the way in order to get the maximum impact to start the process. What we've been able to accomplish is this. The IMF gave a debt forgiveness totaling $268 million. That will be used to reconstruct some of the public, some of the ministries that were down. As you know, the government capacity has been greatly limited right now. As you can see in the foreign ministry, we have an office that fits 50 when we have a staff of 400. So we have 350 in migration right now. So we are about to move to a new building that can accommodate 150. So we still have a deficit there. So that reconstruction is the first one that's going to start. Is the reconstruction of the public ministry. Right now we started constructing some of the alternative homes for the poorer people, those that live in extreme poverty. So we've already started two projects. One is called 400%. I don't know if you see the homes being constructed. They've already started going up. And also the second one is near Morecabri. That one is a 3,000 home community. It's very they're going to be 35 square meter homes. Hurricane proof, earthquake proof, and so this is what we're doing in terms of reconstructing, and we have much more to do. What we're working on also is with the private sector, trying to incentivize them to also build low-cost housing for our people that are living in abject poverty. So they're gonna be rentals, but very, very low cost rental, lower than what they're paying now in the townships. The townships, I mean, the rental is gonna be 50% cheaper than the townships. They're not gonna be giveaways, but they're gonna be extremely low rentals to help out the people. So, in terms of reconstruction, Haiti had not built a new town since President Estime, and then the town was Belader. Right now, we are going to invest $40 million from the Petro-Caribe Fund into Jacmel in making it a new town, a new model of town. So the 40 million is a token in terms of what's needed, but at least it will get going. It's gonna clean up the town for basic services, roads, waste management, energy into the town, cleaning up the shores, and also making it a tourist investment destination. Because as we bring in the investment, we need to do it, in Jacmel. So Jacmel is gonna be a primary focus into the reconstruction of the new Haiti that we want to do. And so this is in terms of reconstruction for tourists and to bring the country an income to move forward, so we don't have to depend forever on the international, goodwill, basically. Mm-hmm. We appreciate the goodwill, but we feel that Haiti has to fly from its own wings someday.
What would you say to people complain a lot and they say that reconstruction isn't going fast enough, or there hasn't been that much accomplished? I mean, what would you say to that?
Because you have to look at it in a two-step way. The initial aid that came in was for emergency relief, for food, water, shelter, temporary shelter. That was done. 600. All the people that are living under the tents, they've been, those people have been helped, because those tents, they were given. And then there was a system of putting restrooms and giving water and food. So that cost a lot of money. The reconstruction money itself, okay? In terms of reconstruction money, when we look at what we have today, we have about the $268 million from the IMF. We have the Petro-Caribe Fund. That's about another $200 million that we're about to invest. We have the Central Bank of Haiti has another $200 million. So in terms of our own resources, we have about, in terms of savings as to what we're going to invest, we have about $700 million to invest in the reconstruction, when the need is $13 billion. So we have a big shortfall. And that's why it takes another round of motivation of the foreign donors to make up the difference. Now, it doesn't all have to come from aid and assistance. And that's why we're focusing on the private sector, to also invest into the 1,700 kilometers of beaches that we have, to invest in towns. Also, that will help us take the people, decongest Port-au-Prince, take the people away from Port-au-Prince in going to seek the jobs, outside in the towns. Like the Caracol Industrial Park, like the new development project we're doing in Jacmel. So we're creating the jobs outside to make people, have a sense of meaning and dignity to have the possibility to get a job. So that's what we're working on right now. But $13 billion is the objective, $700 million in bank, and we are trying to leverage that in order to get more investments from the private sector. Doing public-private partnerships is one. Incentivizing the tourist destinations in two key sectors: the south, Jacmel, and then the north that we reserve as tourist areas, and then incentivizing the investors to come in that area. As far as concrete projects that we're planning on doing, the government plans to build 20,000 homes, low income housing, rebuilding the ministry resource and capacity, building. We already started, as you can see, fixing the airport. We are fixing the port. We're planning one port in the south, in Kai. We already started also fixing the airport in Cap Haitian. We're gonna fix also the airport in Jacmel. So we're gonna do a lot of fixing up in order to put the infrastructure more or less where it needs to be, as we wait for the private investment to come in.
What do you think about the pace of reconstruction so far? Is it going fast enough? Does it need to go faster?
Look, the reconstruction, we want it to happen tomorrow because the Haitians, it's a very resilient people. We want the reconstruction tomorrow. However, we understand that in order to have, before we talk about the reconstruction, you need to have the means to reconstruct. So that's why, I discussed with you the strategy behind, the rationale behind what we're doing. So we know where we want to go. We know we want to get to 13 billion. We know we have 700 million. We're starting to work on the 700 million. As far as the reconstruction itself of the buildings, very soon you will start seeing movement towards that in the public ministries. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs will start very soon. As far as the pace of it, for us, we have a short-term mandate. We have a 5-year mandate, so we need to do the maximum amount in those 5 years. And we are working with the international partners in order to push as much as possible that to happen. We're working with the international partners as well to reduce the time for bidding, for example, for the bidding process. Because I don't know if if you look into that, you will see that the bidding process in Haiti takes between 9 months to a year to get approval, to do a bid. So when you see the massive scale reconstruction, and you have to wait 12 months before you get an answer, and then you have to start building while you have people suffering. So we're working with our international partners to work into reducing the time as to winning a bid. This is going to be a major step in the reconstruction because a lot of projects they've approved, there's the money for it, but then the bid process takes a long time. So the bid process is a big issue in terms of being able to start the reconstruction quickly.
I mean, the 5-year mandate seems to be a bit of an obstacle too.
It is, but this is a democracy, and this is we have a 5-year term, and we have to try to do the maximum possible in order to do. I think, look, if you look at what we've done in 7 months, okay, 5.5 of them without really 5 months with no government, or not with no government, but running with the old government. So it's like having President Obama for 5 months running the U.S. with Bush appointees and Vice President Dick Cheney, instead of Joe Biden. So, it created a situation where it was just difficult to take off. I think now that the Prime Minister, Gary Coney, is here, is doing a wonderful job, really planning, spending hours. The government works 20 hours a day, every day, 7 days a week. We haven't taken any time off, really. So, having said that, 5 years is short, but that's why we need to maximize every day. Every day needs to be a day where we get things. That's why I tell them here at the ministry, we don't have any time to waste. We have 5 years to do whatever we have to do, and we need to start now.
What do you think needs to be done better, or what can be done better?
I think that what needs to be done better in order to fix Haiti is that 2 things. One is we have to, with our international partners, we want to make them understand that the emergency is over, so they have to be with us for the long haul in order to help us reconstruct and stabilize Haiti so that Haiti becomes a place where investments come back, where people come into business, not come and do only charity. So this is one of the main obstacles that we're trying to do right now. And I think it's working. I think that Haiti is very lucky. We're very, we have a lot of bad things that happen, but at the end of the day, we consider ourselves to be very lucky because we have the whole world willing to assist us and wants us to do well. So now the new leadership here also wants to do well. So putting those synergies together, I think we'll find the right premises in order to basically stepping stones, one step at a time to be better. Like I said, we are not bankrupt. We have a little bit of money available, and with that money, we will maximize it to build homes for the people. We will invest in the people. As you know, here, over 7 out of 10 live on $2 a day. We want to improve that by creating, giving access to jobs. And the only way to do that really is for the governments that are helping us. Not only help us with the assistance, the aid, but also encouraging companies to come, giving them lines of credit. pushing the private, because the private sector investment will be there for the long haul, and they will put the the big dollars into hotel development, into the nice shores. They will invest in our airports. Haiti's misfortunes can be an opportunity for investors. We have issues with airports. People can come and invest in airports. We have issue with our seaport. They can, we have islands, Tortuga Island, that has a rich history. The pirates, went through there, and right now, this island is completely virgin. There is nothing on there. That's an opportunity for a tourism resort to get there. There is no airport on the island. So, if you look at it, we've had a lot of bad luck due to the bad governance here, the instability, the bad reputation. We've had a long-term dictatorship. We've had a short-term, several military governments, several coups. That all those factors compounded scared people from giving Haiti a chance. Right now, we have a democratically elected government. We have a younger generation in government right now, and people that want to do well for Haiti. So that's why we're going back to the international community, and we're telling them, look, Haiti is open for business on several fronts. We have many problems, but those problems are opportunities for you. And also, we want to restart our local production. The Haitian coffee, I'm sure you half Haitian yourself, so you drink the Haitian coffee, you see how rich it is, the taste, and the Arabica taste, rich, full taste of the coffee can be exported. And that will create, if the coffee industry does well, it creates almost 2 million jobs. So we're putting together a plan with the agriculture ministry in order to basically have investors, and we were in meeting with a couple of them to invest in the coffee regions. Damari is a region where there is a lot of coffee, the coffee beans, and we feel that we can really export the Haitian coffee by improving the production of that. And this is where we need the assistance, because if we invest into the Haitian people, into the farmer, into the agriculture, and into the machinery, we don't want to stay with international assistance forever. And we want to engage countries as partners, genuine partners.
Where do you see Haiti 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
Well, I think that you need to have short, medium, and long-term goals. We were elected with a specific mandate. When we looked at what the people want, they want to have jobs is the number one. In every poll that we've done, the Haitian people want jobs. Therefore, we're trying to stimulate the economy to create jobs, investing into infrastructure, investing in, bringing private investment that will create jobs. 2, security. Security, we right now we're in the process of professionalizing, improving on the police force, improving on the different special forces. As that commission is working into the study, we are reinforcing the national police. The people want to feel secure, and also the investors want to feel secure when they come to invest here. So we want to see a country where we want to see what was destroyed, rebuilt. Airport, seaport, those are very modest but very important objectives. Airport, seaport, roads, we want those to be fixed and to be put up to par. We want to develop at least one new town, minimum one new town, so that people can see a different Haiti, can see the beauty of Haiti.
Could this be Jacmel?
Yes. So we want to do it, we want to do it well. So we're going to be focusing our efforts there. We want to see the education system improved. Right now, we started a program where we are paying we are subsidizing the school tuition, but we have much more to do. The quality of the schools, the school certification. So we want to see all the kids in primary school going to school for free. Right now, there is about 1.5 million. We took 903,000 already. We have another 600,000 to go. So we're working feverishly on accomplishing that. If we can have all the primary school children going to school for free, we consider that it's going to be a win. We want to build at least one more university on top of the one that's being inaugurated January 12th. That one is in the north. We want one in the south. One more university that accommodates about between 10 to 15,000 students. We want to see the economy grow. Okay, but in order for the economy to grow, investments needs to come. Economic development needs to take place. You know, and more importantly, we want the image of Haiti out of all. After we do all that, okay, we want to build a better homes for the people living in the townships. That's challenging, because the township, as you can see, in the past 25 years, it took a huge, you know, it's a problem of major proportions, because as you can see, the whole Port-au-Prince area is almost 60% of the town is townships. So that's why we are, you know, we're working with the U.S. government, you know, to really, you know, and we thank, you know, them for this effort in the Caracol development, because we feel that if we have different developments like this, that will empty the townships progressively, and then as they get closed down, we can really, you know, take over, and then basically put them out of business, and then at least we can rebuild better. Because trying to rebuild, there is almost 300,000, you know, small homes in the townships. It's a problem. So with the jobs being open in the rest of the country, that will create opportunity, and the people will go, and like the U.S. government is building, you know, they're building a community around it. That gives the people decent and dignified housing. It gives the people hope that Haiti will get better tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, the U.S. is funding that, you know, helping people move out of Place Saint Pierre, and some of those people are moving to Jealousy, that big, you know, area up there, and it's just, I mean, it makes me wonder if the shanty towns in Port-au-Prince are just going to continue to grow across the hillside. I mean, do you all have any concerns about that?
The issue is, again, the people that are in Jealousy, they're there. I mean, you have to understand that a lot of the people that are in Jealousy, in Cité Soleil, in the townships, they were peasants before living in the countryside. With the coffee industry going down, with the agriculture industry going down, our peasants that used to grow coffee, they basically went bankrupt. So they had to come in search of a job in Port-au-Prince. And they came with their kids. And we're talking 20, 25 years ago. And it kept happening. So basically the exodus of people from the agriculture areas into the urban areas, they came for the search of jobs. So we have to take the problem on the macro level before we get into the micro. Okay, we have to say, okay, what's the reason why the people are there? It's to seek the opportunity to have a job. Just like, for example, if you live in New York, you have, you know, you live in Brooklyn, there is no jobs in Brooklyn, you're gonna go to Manhattan, and then you wanna live close to your job. This is a normal human behavior. You wanna stay close to your job. And this is the same thing here. So our job as leaders, and that's what was not happening before, is we need to create those jobs outside of the town, outside of the capital. And you know, so the Caracol is one where it's very important. You know, we're estimating between 40 to 70,000 jobs there. So that will drive people, you know, away from the townships. So that's on one hand. On the other hand, it's very important, and you'll agree with me, that, you know, we cannot have people living in tents in the middle of public parks, because safety hazards, you know, when it rains, you know, the temperature in the tent is meant for temporary shelter after the earthquake. So what we've been working on in the 16-6 program is we don't just give them a subsidy to move out. It's a more elaborate process. The process is you give them the subsidy, you give them one subsidy to move, and then they relocate. So they move to another house that's, of course, in the townships, because that's where the availability is right now, today actually. And then they're given also a subsidy they're paid a 1 year rent in there, in order to not be on the streets. And then they're giving a subsidy to start a micro enterprise, to start, for example, being like a food vendor. And so they're working, so they're giving a subsidy to start this little micro enterprise with the possibility to have a job, and then tomorrow they'll have enough money to move out. But then, the problem is very big here. Like I told you, we have a 400,000 homes deficit, and we have to start addressing that right now. So it's not an easy problem to fix, but we feel that the people being under concrete roof, people being given, basically the opportunity to start a small business, it's better. They're better off than being, under rags, under the sun, and living in subhuman conditions. So, we're continuing that movement. Place Saint-Pierre is done. We relocated about close to 347 families out of there. Place Boyer, there is about, in total, we relocated about almost 16,000 people. And we have the plan to start in January with the Champ Mars. That will be the latest. Champ Mars, there is about almost between 20 to 25,000 people living there. So they're moving into the neighborhoods of origin. So we have a very elaborate survey that we do with them. So we identify the families, we identify where the families were living before, and then we make sure that we put them back, and with the subsidy of paying 1 year. It's not the ideal thing, but we feel that and we do it on a voluntary basis. We talk to them, and they express the Haitian is a very proud people. When you talk to them, they tell you that they want to be there temporarily, but that they want to move on, and they want to get better. They want their kids to be better, and we want that for them as well. So so once we have the Champ Mars completely, we relocate everybody from the Champ Mars. We feel that we're doing that at the airport also right now, and we don't understand how come it for so long they left the people living in these conditions, because living next to the public park with 10 people in a tent. You're supposed to be in the tent for like a month or two, but not almost 2 years.
Yeah, one of the big questions that we're going to be hearing, I think, on the anniversary is it's been 2 years since the earthquake. Why are people still living in these camps?
Right.
I know we're going to hear that, a lot of that. What would you say to that?
Well, I asked the same question. We've been there for almost 2 months. And in 2 months, we started moving. We already moved out. We put together the plan. We put together assistance from the international community and from locals, and it's a joint effort. So now the effort has started. But I asked myself why it took so long for past governments to start understanding that relocating people were the right thing to do. And we will relocate them, and you will see tangible results, and you can see tangible results already. If you go to Place Boyer, you will see there is very few tents left, and it's done under a program called 16-6. And that program takes the 6 main camps and then relocates them into the 16 neighborhoods where the people were living, with the added value of giving them a subsidy to start a small enterprise, a micro enterprise.
One thing that I've noticed that needs to be understood is that, there have been these expectations that things were just going to change overnight, and as you mentioned earlier, we had the elections, that put everything on hold, and then it took months before the new administration was able to get a prime minister in place, and a government, and so in a sense, reconstruction has just begun. In a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
And not only that, but many of these projects are going to take years.
Absolutely.
For them to be completed.
That's why we have an approach of fixing what's been damaged. That takes shorter time than rebuilding from scratch. So we have and those two approaches, they come simultaneously.
Okay. And is there anything you'd like to add?
Well, I want to take this opportunity to thank the world for their solidarity that they've shown to Haiti from the earthquake. I think that the world came together as one to help our brothers and sisters that are living in very difficult conditions. So I want to take this opportunity, and I know that when I'm on AP, the minute you write, you know, I read the news from New Zealand, so I know the whole world knows what's being said here. So I want to thank everybody, thank the world's government and people for what they've done for Haiti. Now, I want to tell them that the emergency period has ended. We were able to stabilize the situation as we could. Now we have to build. The Haitian government has started the rebuilding process. In the rebuilding process, we have a goal of 13 billion. We need to raise, with their assistance, between private investments and public, we need to raise 11 billion. That's the goal, because that's what will put Haiti at a different level. So I want to tell them that Haiti counts on them to continue the road, but it's not going to be indefinite. It's going to be until we can put our people in a situation to be self-sustainable. And again, we have a society that awaits for private investors to come in. We have 1,700 of the most beautiful white sand beaches that are awaiting for investors to come in. We have new towns to build. We have the energy grid to fix. We have water projects to put. So Haiti is a land of opportunities right now for private investors.